Hello guys, this is an apology video. Basically, I'm doing an apology and saying, I am not apologizing ever. More mindless banter, man. I didn't get that all out of my system from the first video, I made, so I'm making another one. Where we last left our hero, he was slowly dying of his insanity. So then they woke him up. He actually did wake up from his coma, except he has like nightmares of giant floating bees. But long story short, right now I just want to make fun of soap operas, because they wake up out of a coma and they're like, "You did what while I was asleep? I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you!" A cop shot me. And you know everybody gets food from McDonald's. Like, you walk into a McDonald's and they'll be like this emo guy with giant hair that hangs down over his chest, and there's like purple streaks and everything like that, and he'll be like, "Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?" And you'll be like, "What'd you say?" Well, the dude in front of you is like this old guy, and he's like, "What'd you say, sonny?" And then he's like, "Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? I've been working here for 8 years. Just pick your order." "What'd you say?" So eventually you go to Burger King, and then you get freaked out because you take one bite of the burger, and then you're like, "This is heaven." And then like and there's like this crazy mass riot outside, so you can't get your Burger King burger, and it gets torn up, and you like go on a mass rampage and you go on this mass rampage killing all the protesters, and you eventually get locked up in jail, and you slowly rot psychotically. Sorry for that little bit about Burger King. I just need to do that. Well, how about that airline food? So you'll be like on an airplane, and there'll be like, "Well, this is like $444. It was one bag of pretzels. It was only that big. And we had 2 pretzels in it. What?" And then eventually you can't pay it, so you get locked up in airplane jail, which is like a little cell inside of the airplane. And once they run out of room on there, they throw you off the different sides of the airplane. They start throwing you out of the airplane, and you fall, and then you realize that. And then there are other times where you're going on these low-class airlines, and you're wanting to get into first class, and you're like, I want it so bad. I want it. It's going to be mine. And then you realize that everybody in there is like dying of venom because there are like snakes on the plane, and everybody's like, "Ah! There are snakes on this plane!" And then you realize you're in a cheap budget sci-fi movie, where eventually the main character is like Samuel L. Jackson wearing an eye patch like Nick Fury. Yeah! Save the children! Yeah! Boom, boom, boom. And then like the plane crashes and everything's in black and white, and you realize that you fell into a documentary of World War II, and you have your bucket helmet on. You have to fight in the war, and then you're scarred for life because you're only like a 6-year-old when you got on the plane, and when you're done, and when you finally get back to your home respected time, you're a battle-scarred warrior. And then you decide to never ride planes again, even if it would save your life, and you do get hit by a bus, and you get taken by care flight in a plane for some reason, and you freak out, and you like hop out of the plane, and you die. But then what Catholics would say, you go to hell for committing suicide. Like, I'm going to heaven. Chain wraps around, you're like, ah! A lot of religions are bad. Disclaimer, kids. No, I'm gonna have to trim this video. This video's taken a whole new personality of its own. Either way, I think the worst the worst thing that'll cause hallucinations and crazy psychobabble exactly like this, because I'm the king of psychotic banter and babbling. I'm the king of mindless banter. Nobody can beat me ever. Ever. Well, basically, the only thing that can get you close enough is eating food at like a sushi place, like the Sushi Nana. You eat some, and your eyes turn all like rainbow-like. And the next thing you realize, there are like squids growing out of your mouth, and they wrap you up and pull you into this magical dream world where they're like bunnies, but they're flying, and you have to go catch the bunny. So you run after the bunny, you tackle the bunny, you eat the bunny, and you scar many children for life, because what's happening in real life is you're just running around the street with a diaper on, and basically then you see all these clouds, and the clouds are coming down and attacking you, and then there are these bright red and blue lights, and then you see all these people in white uniforms. So many, not white uniforms. You realize that they're blue, and that these guys have weapons, and they're shooting big fireballs at you, and you fight back, and you defeat them, until eventually you realize that there's like a rose thingy, like a thorn in your hand, but it's gigantic, and it's like clear, and it has this like blue serum in it, and you pass out. Next thing you know, you're like, what happened? And there are all these dudes in white vests, and you're in like a straitjacket, and you're in prison for life. But I have mastered it. I've had training. I've overcome my psychotic, sociopathic monsters inside of my mind. I am your father.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am, kid.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I am.
Oh, that makes sense. You just raise your voice. It doesn't mean you're right.
Shut up! Well, now I'm not a father anymore. Well, it's time to bring back the best joke ever. It's time for the llamas. Wait a second. I'll leave this one at a cliffhanger later. Well, I'll tell you guys about the llamas later. I'm gonna make a whole video about it, just because I need stuff to do. I really need stuff to do, because I am bored, because it's a Friday. I've been snowed in for 4 days since Tuesday, and I need something to do other than just watching other YouTube videos. I gotta seize the day. I gotta make YouTube. I gotta become YouTube. But then you realize that that every YouTube video you make is slowly corrupting your mind, turning you into a horrible monster. You are the monster that slowly takes over the whole world's mind, and you are the advocate for Google. And Google is the monster that created all of you. Google is secretly all. All is Google. And then you realize you're just a low-paid worker that is just slowly working for them. Slowly dying, rotting inside. The only way out of it is to eat sushi from the Sushi Nana. You eat some of it, bunnies!